A Wednesday night traffic stop in Fort Fairfield ended with 3 people behind bars. The Fort Fairfield police chief says their department was called in to assist Border Patrol agents with a stop on West Limestone Road around 10:30 p.m. The stop involved a truck with New Hampshire plates driven by 30-year-old Jeremiah Knox of Sear Plantation, who was arrested for driving with a revoked license. A passenger, 46-year-old Randy Lee of Caribou, was also taken into custody for allegedly violating bail conditions. A second truck arrived to pick up remaining passengers. Police arrested the driver, 61-year-old Preston Brown, for OUI after they say he showed signs of impairment. A search of his vehicle turned up nearly 30 grams of meth. Brown was taken to the Aroostook County Jail on $17,500 cash bail. Knox has been released on bail. Lee remains in jail pending a court appearance.